I did majority of my schooling I did in UK, and I also did abroad in India and also around the world as well. It was never easy to adjust into a new country, a new atmosphere, the rules and regulations here. I was diagnosed with autism. It's all about trying to stay strong.
Yeah.
You have to stay strong in any situation that you are in.
Yes. Wow, it's not easy, and you are making it work like you are doing a regular job.
Integrity, inclusivity, insightfulness. I remember the 3 I's, and I always implement it in every day.
Okay.
They are able to support students with disabilities, like people in wheelchair, people who have like condition like autism, ADHD, dyslexia, Down syndrome. Many of those. It turned out to be a game changer because not only was I able to adapt well in the classroom, I was able to pay attention a lot more, get a lot of praises from my secondary school teachers. That's the one thing I would advise, because it's very, very easy to join some of these kind of gangs and spoil your career.
Lots of information with good points and to the point. I really like what you are sharing with us.
It's still very, very difficult for some students to find an accommodation to live in and adjust to the learning environment. The UK weather as well is also a big factor. They have to buy their own clothes, groceries.
Yes.
It is really, really difficult. God may have closed the door right now, but He will open the door because a better opportunity will arise. You've got this, guys. Massive good luck to the upcoming students who are going to study here and study for their degree. You're all going to do an amazing job.
Hello. Welcome to this video. Welcome to another episode of Panorama Talks with Purvam. Today we have Anurag with us on the chair. Hi, Anurag.
Hi, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm really good, Purvam.
So let's start with the ritual first. Let's break the Coke. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question about your experience in the UK and being a student or something like that. Okay. So tell me, when did you arrive first in UK?
So actually, I came with my family, I think 3 times. So first time it was like 2012 April. I came for my primary school.
Okay.
Then
You did your schooling here?
I did majority of my schooling I did in UK, and I also did abroad in India and also around the world as well, around some countries around the world like UAE, also Singapore. I've did some of my schooling there as well.
That's interesting.
So in 2012 to 2014, I came to do my primary school, which was my year 3, year 4.
Okay.
Then 2015 to 2020, I did my secondary and primary school, so year 6 to year 10, and came back in August 2021 until present day, which is going to be 4 years since I returned back to UK from Germany. I'm now attending university as well as high school, as well as attending high school.
Okay.
So completing my +1 and +2, and then doing my bachelor's, which is 3 years course. I'm studying biomedical science BSc with the option of a placement year. So
that sounds good. So are you planning to do any masters after this, or this is for you?
At the moment, I have not quite yet decided on like doing a master's at the moment, because considering that there are a lot of things like happening around me, although I am hoping that I will have a chance to do masters here, due to considering that the international fees and although the home fees as well is also quite expensive. So I'm hoping that when things like sort of clear up and it will be a clear view for me, so that I'm able to decide on what I want to do. So
perfect.
Hoping things will go good.
Could you share your experience coming out of the airport in UK?
So when I first arrived in UK, it was a completely different atmosphere. It was not the one I was used to experiencing when I was in India. it was actually a new atmosphere, like coming with my family. It was never easy to, adjust into a new country, a new atmosphere, the rules and regulations here. But considering that I did majority of my schooling here,
Okay.
I was able to, adjust more to the rules and become more aware of what's been happening around my surroundings as well. And also, like, when I was also doing my secondary school as well, like, I was diagnosed with autism.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed since 2018, so 7 years. So that is the one additional feature, is that I'm able to recall such events of what happened when I first arrived in UK, or when I flew out of UK, maybe for a vacation or for to another country to study. I'm able to recall such events.
Okay. Do you find it challenging for you, or how are you fighting this?
So fighting against fighting against all the struggles, it's all about trying to stay strong.
Yeah.
You have to stay strong in any situation that you are in.
Yes.
And of course, most recently, when I had to go back to India for a personal emergency,
Okay.
I always told myself, just stay strong, be supportive of your family. Everything's going to be fine. You just need to stay positive, take all the support you need. So like family, friends around me, all my network. I just tell the relevant people about what's been happening in my life. So mainly my close friends and family members, or what is happening around me, so that they're able to also understand what is going on, how I'm keeping up with life, so that it becomes a lot more easier for them to know about my everyday activities. Although sometimes it's better to keep some things private from others. So
But this is really inspiring, and I would say, wow, it's not easy, and you are making it work like you are doing a regular job. So kudos. Thanks for sharing this. Really appreciate. Let me know your first impression about UK. The first day in UK. How was it? What did you explore first?
I think the first thing I did when I came to UK was I went to where we stayed, so it was a rented apartment. Although I'm not able to recall completely on how it was when I first arrived in 2012. Although in 2015, I was excited to go back to UK as well. This time permanently, to go to another school. This did make me excited, because I'm starting a new adventure, having already done some of my schooling in India. I'm able to take some of that experience into when I arrived into UK, and then be able to do well in my academics.
Okay.
It's mainly strongest in mathematics. In my primary and secondary school, I of course did very well in maths. I got a lot of praises. Even science was also considered my strongest subject. Even though English as a subject, it was there, even though I didn't really thrive in it all that much, I'm still able to speak fluently even till today. Whether it's speaking to English people, like locals, or international students who are very fluent in English, I'm able to master that technique very successfully with no issues whatsoever.
I can see that you are really very fluent, and whenever I met you in the past, you are always excited, you are always keen to talk in English. I have seen more international people here who are trying to talk in local language of India, let's say Hindi or maybe Malayali. So, but I have seen you're always talking with someone in English only, and that's with more confidence, and I really appreciate that.
As I always remembered from a LinkedIn post I made about the 3 I's: integrity, inclusivity, insightfulness. I remember the 3 I's, and I always implement it in every day, whether it's with my family or whether I'm talking to my friends. Whether it's, for example, of course, if I talk with Panchami over the phone, I always remember what I'm talking about, and also remembering the tone I should be talking to.
Wow.
Because it's a friend, it's a bit more casual and fun in a way. But when it's talking to somebody formal, I just need to keep keep it formal. No need to no need to overdo anything. Formal, giving respect, taking respect. That's how I of course want. That's of course how I talk every day in my life, and how I'm able to implement the 3 I's in my life very, very quickly, and it becomes more easier for other people to notice that I have that kind of like manners and the structure of talking. It becomes easier to go with the flow.
Well, these are really good tips for the viewers, and kudos again. I'm moving forward for the next question is. We already talked about what course you did in UK, and why did you choose this course particularly?
So, considering that I studied biomedical science in my high school days, so +1, +2 in London, I thought maybe I would carry it on here, and then later on, when I graduate, I'm able to find roles that are similar to me, and that's when I came to know about the biomedical science role that the talent team of this university and also my lecturers were also talking about frequently, and how you're able to pursue that opportunity. So I found it to be a very good idea to go for it, and hoping that things will work out, provided that like applications and all of this get successful. But at the moment now, things are in negotiations at the moment. But I'm hoping that it's going to come through and able to secure the placement. So coming to the question of why did I choose Coventry University? Initially, I had other options like Northampton, Nottingham Trent, Birmingham, and also Warwick. Unfortunately, I couldn't land in Birmingham. I couldn't do university at Birmingham or Warwick before I moved. And that's the period when, like in December 2022, I moved to Nuneaton, and it's going to be my 3rd year living in Nuneaton. So I couldn't get a place in both of the top universities in the Midlands because of the higher grades. Because at the moment, my targeted grades were at least a merit and distinction, and 2 merits. So these were the final grades I got before I chose to come here, and I chose here because it's more local. It's more convenient for me to try and travel to here. And over the past 2 years, I've been able to experience like traveling to Coventry, not just by train, but also by bus and also cycling. I've experimented both of those, and they've turned out to be very good. Although cycling.
Which one is convenient, like cycling or bus or train? What is convenient for you?
So if I was to choose, it would most likely be train because it's quicker. It takes you 21 minutes exactly from Nuneaton station. But for that, you of course need to have a ticket to go there, because that's the tricky part. Even the same with bus. The same with bus, you would have to pay, like now the prices have increased. It's like £3 for a single journey ticket, which of course I had to pay today to come over here. And it was also like $13.80 for like a return ticket, so $6.90 for a single, which I paid last year in May, and then I found out it didn't really work out, considering that I had a season ticket since. So I started using the season ticket in January, so mid of January, before my 19th birthday. So it actually proved to my advantage that I was able to use it continuously without any problems. So I could just come in and out of Coventry anytime. But I just have to remember that just need to keep with me, and also use it to go in and out if I'm trying to go anywhere. So if I was to choose one transport mode, 100% would be train. Because there's also the advantage of having a rail card, which can be very, very beneficial for also international students. And you guys can of course purchase it. It's only £30, but there's also a discount for 15% off, and trust me, it's very, very good. Although I haven't brought it yet, it's very good. So I did check using the discounts from Uni Days,
Yes.
which offered very good rates. But it would really be beneficial that other students would have the chance to take and buy it. So that's why I think train is the best way to get there. It's quicker and it's also very efficient to get there. Even though there will be like delays here and there, it's still convenient to get there on time.
That's quite good information for all the international students. Please refer to his information. I believe it is really useful, helpful to everyone. Moving forward to the next question is, how was your overall experience studying in UK and how it is different than India?
So when I first studied in UK, it was completely different atmosphere. Like usually in UK schools, they would usually be like there's also like playgrounds and where we run around and play. But whereas in India, there's always like classrooms where you just have to stay inside. You move around, go to the toilet. I mean, there's always time like that. Because I do remember seeing a couple of Instagram reels that did bring me a bit of nostalgia about Indian schools, and I did experience that atmosphere for 2 years. But majority of my studying came in UK, because in UK schools there's always a set period of time where you'll have breaks and when you'll have lunch. It's more convenient because I'm able to move to classes on time, or if there's like an issue I would just report it to the teacher. And here there are more support services, because that's the advantage I think here UK schools have. They are able to support students with disabilities, like people in wheelchair, people who have like condition like autism, ADHD, dyslexia, Down syndrome. Many of those, they are very, very supportive, and I find this to be a massive plus. Because these kind of students, they are able to obtain more support easily, and they can also seek out to other students of the same type. This will ensure that they're learning in a safe environment. Everything is going to be good, and they won't have to like fear for like they don't want to have that mindset of where they don't want to go because of that kind of atmosphere. Because that's how I learned. Because I learned that you need to be able to adapt and adjust to the classroom. So when I was attending a couple of like extra classes about social thinking and like life skills, a lot of these skills I developed. It turned out to be a game changer, because not only was I able to adapt well in the classroom, I was able to pay attention a lot more, get a lot of praises from my secondary school teachers. It's turned out to be a plus. But whereas in India, it's not really the same. There's no like support system like in India, because like to support disabled people, it's not like that. It's totally different. And also like there's always that certain case where if you like do not like perform, if you do not like behave well, or there was one time where when my teacher looked at my book, my handwriting, of course I remember that handwriting of course needs to be on point and neat so that it is readable. And that's when I totally like changed it up and improved it, which of course like ensured that it was clear and readable for the teachers in India. So that's how I came to learn like the difference in the atmosphere in English schools and also Indian schools. And when it comes to the high schools here, which is like the colleges, it was totally different. I mean, there was obviously like days where you would have like a day off, 2 days off, just to revise, recollect any information that you learned. And also, there's also like students who like smoking, drinking. It's been happening like, since college level, and it can be quite uncomfortable in certain cases, like most recently I experienced.
Yeah.
But you just need to ensure that you just need to move on from it. That's probably the one advice I would give. Like if some students, encounter like any kind of incidents like this, just move on from it. Just don't look at it and don't get tempted, and don't get tempted to it. That's the one thing I would advise, because it's very, very easy to join some of these kind of gangs and spoil your career. Thankfully, I was able to avoid such cases, and I was able to secure a good university here. And university-wise atmosphere in the first year, it was completely different than to what I expected it. The classes were normal, although the learning though is of a higher level. It's of a higher level than what I expected in a normal secondary school classroom.
Okay.
So you would of course have like 1 day off, 2 days off, maybe even weeks off to prepare, and that was a bonus for me. That was a bonus that I definitely thrived in taking, like days off, so that I'm able to recall, revise, and use some of these days to even sometimes, even I did in my second year, come over to uni, meet my colleagues. But when it comes to like finding friends at uni, it wasn't easy at first.
Yes.
Because you need to know like who. There can be many people from various countries, various states of India. And coming to now in 2025, I've managed to make a lot of friends, mainly like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, even some from Gujarat as well, up north, even from West Bengal. It was even like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. It's really made my support system and my friendship increase, because I'm able to bond more with them, and even they're able to share some of their childhood interests. They're able to share. This brings me back to realizing that wow, even they used to like these when they were little, and this brought me back even till today. It brings me total nostalgia that these these kind of people, and they still love those basically like TV shows and
Yes.
all the things we did in like Indian schools during the breaks. It still brought me back a lot of nostalgia, even whilst also talking to them. It was a real pleasure, really, meeting a lot of like friends. And you just don't be shy. That's all I would tell for the viewers. Don't worry about being shy in front of others. You can just be brave, and some people here, they are nice. They're always open to talking to you. And it's a good way to increase your like integrity with others, increase the bonds you have. So this is definitely a game changer. If you can, of course, find international students who are from the same country as you, that can speak the same languages as you. It's totally worth it, really.
This is really inspiring. I mean, lots of information with good points and to the point. I really like what you are sharing with us. And I can imagine how hard it would be for such challenges. And comparing from India, comparing to UK, do you think it is more or less, the burden is less than India, or is it like, because India is having more burden while we are doing a study, providing more or vast experience?
So I think for students who are like coming alone without their families, it can be quite a burden, like to study on your own, like with studying on your own without a family. But what I did learn from some of the international students was that they find friends. They're able to mingle. They're able to meet, bond. Take them as their family. Like friends are family. As I learned from various international students, of course. And when I did have time to visit some of the international students at their accommodations, I got to see what it's like for them to experience what their day is like. So like getting up, sharing, even like shared kitchen, separate room, and even most recently, like meeting my friend Arjun, he was in like a studio apartment that included a kitchen, and that's how it can be for some students. They can have rooms of that type and rooms of a different type. It can be various, but I can definitely tell that from a lot of students, they are feeling the pressure, being without their families, missing what they make at home, all their siblings.
I guess especially for making food on their own, managing things on their own, and when you are in India, I think parents are really helpful, siblings are really helpful, or just go along with your study, go along with your day-to-day routine, and here you have to adjust that everything by yourself. So maybe that.
So yeah, that's like adjusting to life here. It's not easy because it can take like maybe 2 days to adjust to the environment. Like because I live with my family and I travel on my own, I don't find it difficult at all. Although sometimes I would feel quite sympathy for others. It can be quite tough for them because I've not lived in a student accommodation where staying away from my family. But because I'm staying with my family, it's hard. Like for some people, it's very hard because it's very hard to imagine. Like you have that one friend who is staying with their family and others they are on their own. It's quite difficult because I know how hard it is. Because from meeting people like Arjun, Panchami, when they're on their own, I would often try to cheer them up by meeting in person, talking on the phone. It just brings you that comfort, and that peace that you need to take your mind off of the pressure that you're having. And also like when you said about like adjusting to cooking and all of this, they would have to and another thing as well that the problem I would think says it's also the financial finance is like very, very important, especially when it comes to studying here at uni. You would have to of course pay like international student fees, which it's quite difficult because when you consider the course I'm studying, it's like I have to pay like 18K a year. Like it's just mind-blowingly shocking because you'd have to pay this much to allow your child to study. Like that's how the parents feeling the burden. Even till today, it's still very, very difficult for some students to find an accommodation to live in and adjust to the learning environment. The UK weather as well is also a big factor. They have to buy their own clothes, groceries.
Yes.
It is really, really difficult for some students, and I really do feel sympathy for some of the students who are struggling. But I really hope and pray that like things will of course improve for them. They will be able to adjust sooner or later.
Yes. Definitely, from all others' experience and what we are sharing, this will be really helpful to them. Moving forward, please tell us about current job market situation in the UK.
I learned most recently from my lecturer that it's very, very competitive. It's very, very difficult. At the moment, it's hard to land a job because considering that my tenure at the SU has finished, I was working as an education representative and I was working I was earning like £55 a semester and I was putting it to good use. Although the problem is, because that tenure is over, it's very hard to try and find jobs. When you're nearing the end of your tenure, you will of course have that thought of finding a different job.
Yes.
And managing a balance, it's very hard because there's a lot of competition, especially for part-time. Even the placements I'm trying to get, there's a lot of competition because not everyone gets because I learned not everyone gets everything they want in life.
Yes.
And as I learned from a very famous saying, because I used to watch like a lot of motivational videos, especially of Dharman, if many people know that YouTuber, like God may have closed the door right now, but He will open the door because a better opportunity will arise. And yes, better opportunities will arise, guys. You've got this though. You just need to keep going, keep battling through the hard times, and when you stay united, it will come. The final breakthrough will come.
That's amazing. Tell us about, like, is it easy to get a job within Coventry or within the West Midlands, like part-time job while they are studying?
It is possible. It is possible to get, like, even the open hirings, they are hiring, although some students, they do lack experience, which is kind of worrying, because when they don't have enough experience, it's not easy to do that part-time job, especially when you have a job where you need to work with children. You would need a DBS check.
Oh, yes.
And you'd have to pay for it, like 36 pounds, 49 pounds. That's how I came to learn that if you pay this, only then will you be able to, do the job. I found out the hard way, but nevertheless, it's a fight. It's all about, it's a competition, really.
Yes.
You just need to, who will land it first. And it's not easy, really, to find. I mean, for some people it can be easy because it's local and they're able to inquire about it. But I mean, there's one thing that if everyone is one thing in remember life, you will face a lot of rejections. That is, it's normal. So if you're facing rejections in life, don't worry about it. Just remember to breathe in, breathe out. That's the first thing that I think everyone needs to do. Because when they do that, they can refresh themselves and stop, like, worrying or having tears. I mean, it can be difficult for some people because they really wanted it and they wanted to do it. But it just so happens that some people, they're often lucky to get it. And when they are lucky to get it, that satisfaction sort of comes. It's not always easy.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say. Getting a job locally, even though it's very, very limited, you have to try hard to search. That's one thing I would definitely try and suggest.
That's really positive come out of you. I have been meeting lots of students and they are always complaining that there is no part-time jobs available. But everyone needs to know that UK have certain rules, certain pattern, that you cannot do this job without acquiring such certificates. As he mentioned that about DBS. So let's say if you want to teach here, you must earn the certificate for teaching. So something like that. So you have to keep up with the flow, and then you can crack the part-time job or full-time job even after finishing your study. That was really helpful. So share your thoughts about visa rules keep changing in UK.
Like, I mean, now when I recently heard about the change in the immigration rules, I was just shocked. Like, really, really shocked at the change in visa rules.
Yeah.
Like, they're giving graduate students, they're getting limited time. I found it to be very harsh because they are not only giving limited time to students for searching, but also all the hard work that you put in and failure to find a job, it would really go to waste, because it's a worrying sight, if you ask me. And when it's a worrying sight, it's never good if it's a worrying sight. You need to ensure that they need to land a job within that certain frame period. But it's just hard for some students because they are not able to, like, sometimes they can't afford the rent they have to pay for their accommodations they are staying in, and also to stay in the UK, like giving an additional, even for PSW as well, you'll have to pay.
Yeah.
And even to apply for ILR, which me and my family, we are close to applying.
Okay.
But it's very hard. It's hard to take, especially when I consider that some of the students here, they are finding it extremely difficult extremely difficult to take in when they know that they have a limited time to search for a job. It can get difficult. I really, really hope things things will improve. I'm sure, but
Yes.
at the moment, it's just about having the courage to accept.
Yes. Like I have seen people reacting a lot because when you are student, when we are studying here, and that when the rules are keep changing, because you have been in UK with taking those previous rules in mind, and then you are going forward. So maybe that is worrying a lot for so many students. People are taking it really harsh, that this is really harsh because they keep changing the rules. But we really hope that something is coming out of that. I mean, okay, they are filtering the jobs, they are filtering the visa rules and everything, and yes, they are filtering the illegal immigrants. But I wish that the legal immigrants who are here to study, here to work, here to settle, they will get what they want. So moving forward to the next question is, how are you adopting the social life in UK compared to your home? So yes, definitely there is a huge difference between both cultures, from India, from UK. So how do you find it different?
When it comes to so from my perspective, like when it comes to celebrating festivals like Makar Sankranti, Puttandu, and also Onam, Diwali, we are able to adjust. Like we're able to find family friends in the same state of India, and also it makes you feel at home. And most recently I was able to even when I'm experiencing celebrating festivals with my family and also seeing other students celebrate, they're often events at the SU that they organize to ensure that students feel welcome, and they can often celebrate it like it's at their home. And I find it to be a game changing, and also extremely.
So when you say SU, sorry to stop you, when you say SU, that means student union, guys. So because we know what he's meaning to say. So yeah, go ahead.
And when the students union, of course, in Coventry, organize events like this. So most recently I attended Onam, Holi. They were absolute bangers. The festivals, they just brought us closer to home. It makes you feel at home, and that's what I learned it most recently. And also celebrating Diwali with my family, it definitely feels a lot more. Even it feels more at home. Like in UK, you can get you can get similar things like you can in India, but in India, it's very different. Like I always celebrate with my family, like my extended family as well, my cousins.
That's the biggest thing in India. The family is bigger. You're gathering on the same day, on the same time, the same place, and the vibes are different because it's all about joy and celebration. Here we may have limited people together, but we're trying to get it done, right?
That is really when you're able to gather a group of people, like the friends that you know, and they share the same interests. That itself can be very, very good. So I was able to meet a couple of people of those type, and they were able to feel at home and celebrate. There's even today's, of course, the Varalakshmi Puja that's also happening around. Even I've been seeing a couple of my friends, meet up and celebrate it. That also makes them feel at home, and I find it to be a very good sign that they're able to adapt and adjust to the community and culture here. It's a big boost. Very good.
Perfect. Let's talk about food here. So how do you find it different? Obviously, it's very light food here in UK, and UK has very light food and very mild food, I would say that. And in India, it's very spicy. So how do you coping up with this thing?
So, for me, I generally have no problems with it. When it comes to food, I generally have zero problems.
Okay.
I'm able to adapt to whether it's mild or whether it is spicy. I'm able to adjust to both of them. Even in my home, we also cook spicy food as well, which would often gives the taste of home in a way also. Which of course it can be quite hard for some people. because they would of course miss it. They would miss that feeling. And I know a couple of students who are studying in my cohort, they did say that they missed eating spicy food, and they would of course have to adjust and have more milder food to calm out the spice. And that's how it's easily relatable for some people.
Maybe because India have more street food available in India, and so it is easily available to grab such dishes. And here, because of limitation, we have not many stalls or maybe not many shops for Indian food. But I can see there are few stalls and few restaurants around the Coventry, Indian food, and they are delicious to try for sure. Tell us about your favorite movie.
So, movies, I'm just miscellaneous, really. Sometimes I watch English movies, sometimes, but mostly because I'm from Tamil Nadu, I speak more Tamil, and I watch movies of those category. Mainly the ones that are either comedy, action, thrillers. Action thriller movies, they just give me hype and also the thrill to enjoy, which I love. I love action thriller movies. But also, if I'm having like a bad day or something, I often watch like a romantic comedy movie, or just to like laugh it all out. It just feels so good to just watch series like those.
Yeah.
And of course, like movies, plots can also be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And then you of course get that feeling. And some of my friends, of course, go to the theaters as well to make sure that they also get a chance to see the movie, and so that they feel at home. It's very like, I find it very enjoyable. Movies, they're just one way to calm down.
Do you have any favorite movie or series?
Favorite movies.
Or do any binge watch? Like you can watch it again and again.
I always binge watch many movies. I just binge watch because I just love the action and the music as well. The music from the composers, it just rock it every single time. Mainly like from the South Indian film industry, I love watching from the South. Although there are no specific movies I love, but I pretty much enjoy the coming, even of late, like the coming of age movies. They are very funny, and they just make you want to laugh out loud, really, because it's such a play. It's just so good. You get that feel good factor each time you see movies. Series. If there's a series in particular, I don't really watch many series. Although when it's like a food blog, or it's
okay, so more on YouTube, yeah.
So more on YouTube that's where I see most of the series. I'm not really much of a series person. I'm just more of a movie person because I just watch movies, and I just enjoy the feel good factors every time.
I'm glad to hear that you get time to watch whole movies all the time, even with your tight schedule. That's surprising for me. One thing you appreciate the most in UK?
The culture, the people around. I appreciate the people around. And also the accessibilities that I need if it's an urgent need. So for example, if I get like hurt or something, the hospital is nearby, I can go there and get appointment. Like emergency ward, that's where I could go and have my. That's where you're able to have a look at it, and it's very convenient.
So do you think it is the healthcare is better than India, or is it better in India?
I think healthcare of late it's fine. It's better here. Most recently I did have surgery in 2023 because I fractured my clavicle whilst I was playing playing football in the local park. I did fracture it, but it was a minor one. But the good thing was I did my rehab in November, and I was recovered enough to play, because nowadays I play cricket for my local team, and I play every Saturday and sometimes on Thursdays. It's always very it's always helpful because they are able to guide you on where you need to improve.
Okay.
And even like, of course, coming back to healthcare, but in India it's totally different. It's much different compared to UK.
Okay.
But in India you'll have to like pay for like to have the treatment to happen. But it's in UK, because it's NHS, it's free. That's the like sort of the disadvantage like India is having. Like they have always need to pay for treatment. People need to pay for treatments. That is one thing that it becomes hard.
Yeah.
It becomes hard,
But we also have to pay yearly fee for NHS.
That's also one thing. That's also one thing they need to like other people need to be aware of. You need to pay like annual fees to ensure that you are getting like free visits to the doctor, and you are getting the necessary like advice you need. So yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. That if you are finding it useful, because this is what I've heard from lots of students, that the NHS here is let's say it's not as convenient as India, because you go out, let's say you have fever, let's say you have you are coughing or you are having cold, you just go outside in India and you just check your doctor right away. Here you have to wait along in the line. They will give you the common medicine, which is paracetamol. So don't you find it funny sometimes?
It's quite it's quite hilarious sometimes. In a shocking way. It's quite hilarious.
No worries. We are going moving forward. One thing you are missing the most in UK?
I really don't. I mean, since I'm living with my family, I'm not really missing too much of everything. Although when I do talk to my friends of what they miss the most, it's most certainly like the meetups I have the meetups in person. Like late last year, I of course met my friends, and they loved it really. Like every time I would always come, I'd bring the feel good factor for them. Like in some friendships, they have the acceptance. They take me in because I'm able to understand others inside out very easily, because I know like I know their struggles, what they like, what they do not want, what they do not like. It's easier for me to identify these kind of people. So I think it's most certainly meeting friends is what I miss the most, because over time when you grow older, you have more priorities. You're gonna miss them.
Yeah.
That's one thing that it's gonna be quite hard to take forward. Like maybe some friends will stay. They're always very supportive of your journey. Like I have like couple of 3 friends of mine who are very, very supportive of my journey, very encouraging. They're always, you need to always have that friends that they cheer you on. Yes. They're always cheering you on the side. Like one of our content creator friends, Panchami, like we're cheering her on because her content it's always amazing. Like, never disappoints. And even some of the other content creators I watch, they often have this support behind them. Yes, sometimes you can see like comments where like they're trolling and memes. It can be quite funny, but also just need to mention it's once in a while it's fine. But too much of it can be quite a problem. Just need to be careful with what's careful around you. That's one thing I can say.
All right. So this is the last point. Please share your thoughts and advise all the upcoming students, and you can relate with your experience.
So if there was any advice I would give to any upcoming students, just remember this: you need to stay strong in any difficult situation. Being strong is one of the most important things you can take forward with you if you're on your own. Just remember that if you have any problems or anything, ensure that you contact so here at the students at this university, you're able to contact the GP, SU for assistance, help, and making friends. Just make sure that you take things slow at first. Like don't start taking them out straight away and all this.
Agree.
Just take it slow. Conversate. When you meet them, conversate. Maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Conversate with them. When you conversate with them, the bond grows. It becomes more easier to meet and become very you become very confident in meeting others, and when it comes to deadlines, please ensure that yes, it can be quite a problem for some students. Do ensure that you are prepared to submit before the deadline, and don't leave everything to the last minute.
Moment,
Because that's something that I find many students do. They always do things at the last minute and then they just scramble it way. Like sometimes I do things at the last minute, although I ensure that I prepare at first. Ensure you use your resources. That is, I find it the most important point that I learned of late last month from my lecturer, so a couple of weeks ago, that use your resources around you. Ensure that you are getting in frequent touch. So with your lecturers, if you want help with your content, module leaders, if you have issues with your course, talk to your friend if you don't feel like you're stressed, you just want to talk. Just pick up the phone, talk to them. It's that simple. But I know some people, of course, would not want to do it because some people will have complications, talking.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it should be fine. Normal for some students. It's normal for some students to experience things like those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really hope that the new students, they will thrive, and also one more thing, enjoy your time here, enjoy your course here. But just remember, studying first is the priority here. You've got to ensure that your degree, it's important to you. Getting your work done on time. That's one thing that you guys need to understand. Because when you get your work done on time, you'll have enough space to have that free time to do whatever you want, and it becomes more like you'll get used to the flow when you grow, when you move further, like second year, third year. So you've got this, guys. Massive good luck to the upcoming students who are going to study here and study for their degree. You're all going to do an amazing job. So hope things go well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anurag. It was really inspiring. It was really helpful, to the point, and you have shared so many important things for all the international students. And I really appreciate you coming here, joining me for the podcast. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we are finishing the podcast now. So thank you for watching this. So if you have any questions or anything, please like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. I will see you in the next one. Meanwhile, you guys take care. Have a nice time. And thank you so much. We'll do the cheers at the last. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you all, guys.
See you. Bye-bye.